What up, YouTube? Welcome to the channel. Your boy is done for the day, man. It's Friday. I'm on vacation next week, so I'm excited about that, man. Very excited to leave the yard. All right, guys, so we got to talk this morning, man. I got a question. Is it a good idea to leave your current trucking job in today's market? The reason I pose this question is because I've been seeing so many people in the comment section under some of my videos, under some other people's videos, you know, just basically expressing how tough it's been finding a job. And I kind of spoke on this on one of my recent videos. I was talking about, you know, how competitive it is, in the market. And it doesn't matter if you have experience or not. A lot of people out there just aren't getting those opportunities right now. So it just begs the question is it a good time to leave your trucking job to go find another trucking job, right? So here's my personal opinion. I feel like if you're at a good job right now, if you have a good trucking job, you know, you're making good money, whatever, you know, that means to you. Good money is subjective. Everybody has their opinion on what that means to them. But if you're at a good job, you're making, you know, good money, you have, you know, a good schedule, good benefits, 401k, etc., etc., etc. If you're in a good situation, does it make sense? Not to mention seniority. We don't want to leave that out. Seniority is very important when it comes to, you know, a lot of jobs, and, you know, particularly in the trucking industry. Should you leave your job? I mean, is it a good idea to leave your job in this market? That's tough. Probably not right now, right? Probably not. And I guess, you know, it really depends on the reason too. But I mean, if you're in a good situation, man, it may not be the, you know, the best idea to leave that situation unless, and I want to put an emphasis on unless you already have that other job in the bag. And what I mean by that, if you've already been interviewed and you've already, you know, been offered the job, then yes, you know, you can make that step. And I guess what I'm saying is, if you do plan on leaving your job to go to another job, you got to be strategic now. You got to make calculated moves and not just really moving off emotions at this point, because the timeline in which it's going to take you to find another job, it's up in the air right now. Because I've seen people that have experience, that's been applying to jobs for 6 months, somebody even said a year. They have experience, clean driving record, and they've been applying to X amount of jobs, and they've been unsuccessful in finding a job. So the timeline and, you know, the time in which it's going to take you to find another job, who knows? So if you do plan on leaving the job, you got to do one of two things. Number one, like I just said, you got to already have that next job in the bag. You know, it's got to be a guaranteed thing. You already know, look, you've been offered a position, you got a start date, all that good stuff. Or you got to have some money in the bank. You got to have some savings saved up to kind of carry you over, 3 months, 6 months, something, comfortable, a comfortable amount, so that you're not struggling financially, or, you don't have any worries from a financial standpoint, because you got this cushion in the bank that can kind of carry you over. If you got those two things in place and you want to go look for that next job, or you're thinking about, leaving your current job, then I think you're probably in a good position to do that. But if you're somebody that, you just want to leave your job, particularly if it's a good situation, and you want to go to another job, and you just like, man, you know what, I'm just about to quit this job and go find me another job. You don't have a backup plan or anything like that. You just simply just leaving this job and going to the next. I don't know, man. You may want to think twice about that in this market. Just saying. Now, I'm speaking to company drivers. This is just my, perspective from a company driver standpoint. If you're an owner-operator, or, you have aspirations on becoming an owner-operator, I'm really not talking to you, because that's a different lane. That, we talking entrepreneurship now, and I'm definitely pro entrepreneurship. I'm all for entrepreneurship, and hopefully, my opinion doesn't, sway your decision on becoming an entrepreneur in this market, or discourage you anyway. This is just simply my opinion. By all means, if you want to become an entrepreneur in this market, go for it. There are some entrepreneurs out there that are still, having some success in this market. It's not the best market to be an entrepreneur, or not necessarily to be an entrepreneur, but to be an owner-operator right now, or at least owner-operator for a lot of people out there, which is why a lot of people, have either sold their truck and went back to being a company driver, or, gave up their lease truck and kind of, postponed, I guess, their whole lease owner-operator ambitions because of the market, because of the freight rates and things of that nature. So, and I don't want to get off topic, but if you do plan on becoming an entrepreneur in this market, and owning your own truck, know what you're getting yourselves into. Do your homework. I don't advise you to just jump out there in this market, just because you want to say, you know what, I'm an entrepreneur, I own my own, truck, I'm an owner-operator. Don't just jump out here because you want the title and you want the validation from others. Really do your homework and understand the market before you jump out. That's all I'm saying. But good luck to anybody that want to be a owner-operator, or at least owner-operator. Shout out to y'all. I really feel like this market kind of reminds me of the real estate market, right? And what I mean by that is, I really get the sense and the feel that in this market right now, there are far more jobs available. Oh, I'm sorry. There are far more drivers available than jobs. So the demand is there to find a job, but the supply, and the supply being the jobs that are available, is just not there. The demand is high to find a job, but the supply, the jobs that are available isn't there. And I kind of compare it to real estate, because in the real estate market, over the last 2 years, the real estate market has been super hot. So it's done cool down some now, over the past year or so. But the market was really booming, right? So the demand to buy a house was extremely high, but the supply was low, meaning there wasn't a lot of homes available. So homeowners who owned a home that were in the market to sell, it was what we call a seller's market, because a lot of homeowners that were in the market to sell their houses, they took advantage of how hot the market was, and they sold their homes and made a significant profit off their homes because they were able to sell the house far more, in many cases, than what the home was even valued at, right? There were a lot of bidding wars going on and all those things, which drove the price up even more. So a lot of homeowners were able to benefit from the hot market. They knew they could, sell the house for a lot more because it was scarcity in the market in terms of homes that were available. It just wasn't a lot of houses out there. So I feel like the trucking industry right now is kind of similar, because you have all these drivers that are looking to find jobs, and there aren't a lot of jobs out there, or if there are jobs out there, I guess maybe the drivers just don't want these particular jobs that are available. So everybody kind of wanting the same type of jobs, and the companies know, like, look, we don't have to settle anymore for just hiring anybody. We can get the cream of the crop now, because now there's a plethora of drivers out there, or candidates. There's a larger pool of people that are looking for a job, so we don't have to settle for someone who don't have experience, or someone who has little to no experience. No, we can go find a person that fit the exact criteria of what we're looking for in the candidate. We're looking for somebody with a year of experience, or whatever the case may be. We know we can find that now. That's out there. So we can kind of cherry pick as to who we want to hire. And I feel like that's kind of what's going on now. And again, all you new drivers out there that's hearing this, like I said earlier, this goes for you too. I'm not trying to discourage you. As a new driver, you definitely can still find a job. I've seen a lot of new drivers that have commented that found local jobs. Some wasn't as lucky and ended up having to go over the road, and they plan on getting experience over the road and trying it again a little bit later once they get a year of experience. But there's still opportunities out there for new drivers too. So I don't want you guys to get discouraged by anything that I'm saying either. I'm just trying to find out what you guys think about this topic. I think something else that can help in this situation is if, again, relationships, man. If you know somebody that worked for a particular company, I seen a comment from somebody last night. They were saying how they had a friend that worked for a company, and that friend put a word in, and they were able to get hired on at the job where the friend worked. So, situations like that are definitely helpful to a candidate. Those relationships, man, is so beneficial. But I don't know, man, that's just how I'm feeling right now about this market. Because I've been seeing, a lot of people who are saying in the comments, like, look, man, I got 6 years experience, I got 10 years experience, and I've been looking for a job for this long, and this company turned me down, that company turned me down. Like, I don't know, it's just really surprising to me. I'm kind of shocked, to be honest. Well, I guess not really, because again, like I mentioned in the previous video that I posted, or one of my most recent videos, with so many companies going out of business, with so many owner-operators going out of business, returning to be a company driver, lease owner-operators hanging it up, coming back to becoming a company driver, or trying to, I guess I'm not surprised when I look at the totality and the grand scheme of things on a larger scale. I guess I can kind of understand why the market is what it is and why it's so challenging for a lot of people to find jobs. I mean, it kind of makes sense when you really think about it, right? And again, you got a lot of people, they're battling trying to get the same jobs. So yeah, man, it's getting tough out there. It's getting tough. All I know is that whole driver shortage narrative that we were hearing about, a couple years ago or a year and a half ago, whenever it was, that narrative, you can throw that out the window. Some would argue that it was never a driver shortage to begin with. But if anybody's saying anything about a driver shortage now, that's definitely a false narrative. That's not true. It's not a driver shortage at all. There are drivers out there looking for jobs. I can tell you that much. So that's it, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments. How you feel about this? Is it a good idea to leave your current trucking job to find another one right now? Again, I think it depends, because I always say this too, if you're in a toxic situation or just a terrible situation, you gotta do what you gotta do. But at the end of the day, man, I just feel like be smart about your move, man. Be strategic, do your homework. That way you're not, finding yourself in a situation to where, you done left a job and now you're waiting to find another job or to get another job. So just be smart. All right, man, look, I'm gonna get ready to get out of here and enjoy this weekend. I'm definitely still gonna, drop some content while I'm on vacation. But you guys have a good one, man. I'll catch up with you guys on the next one. Y'all take care. Peace. So much love.